The conclusion of this past BBNaija confirmed something that I've always known, which is that women are very hypocritical in their beliefs, and when it's time for them to stand up to what they truly hold to be true, they cannot do it. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Shalewa, and if this is your first time, you're welcome. This is a very lovely place. We love to discuss societal issues and norms that I find very interesting, and I believe we should have more introspective discussions on. So if that's what you love, this is the right place for you. Please do stick around by subscribing to this channel and turn on your post notifications so that you can get notified every time we do drop an upload. Let's get into the video. Hi guys, the past BBNaija season 9 was recently completed with Kelly Ray emerging as the winner. Congratulations to him. But watching the show, I discovered something that has always been pertinent to the empowerment of women and feminism somewhat, which is independence and sticking up for yourself as a woman and not taking trash from a man, no whatsoever. Okay, that's like one of the core points of feminism, independence and equality. But I discovered that you find these educated, well-trained women taking a lot of rubbish. Let me break it down. If you watch this last BBNaija, you would realize that the women this set were independent women. They were women that were well established for themselves, and they were educated, young, sexy women. Okay, and to some extent, they were really kind of epitome of women that young modern women that would believe that, oh, they don't need men to be successful in their lives and all. Though they never said anything to give that belief, but it can be implied generally that modern women may not need men, which that stance I don't believe in absolutely. And I'll be using just few examples of this lady as the case study. Number one was Wani. I loved that girl on this show. She just seemed so authentic. She seemed so real. She was not trying to portray herself in any light. I think what drew me to her the most was that the girl was not scared of anyone. That was the truth. She didn't care about people's opinion. Even when she had done wrong things, okay, she didn't care whether people were trying to bring her down. Yes, she had her own flaws in her personality, but we're all humans, right? But Wani was so confident, she was so strong, she was there for those she loved and those she was loyal to. This girl was loyal to them to the core. Her sister being a great example. She's a twin for you guys that don't know. But when it came to a relationship in that house, a romantic relationship with Sean, I was so disappointed. I didn't really like how she carried that relationship. She took a lot of things she ought not to have collected. Now that the show has come to our hands, I just decided to talk about it because watching the show, I was like, maybe things would get better. And they didn't. And I really didn't want to talk much about BBNaija because that's not really my niche. My niche is just talking about issues I find in any situation in the society that I feel that, oh, they should be discussed and voiced upon. But this issue was the issue of a modern woman still accepting the rubbish modern and traditional men throw at them. If you know Sean in that show, this guy was cocky. Too cocky, that was the word. I was not his fan. I did not like him that much. And it's not because he had the worst personality. It was simply the way he treated Wani that I did not like. And knowing Wani to be this bold, outgoing person, and she always talked about bullying, that her sister they faced bullying when they were younger, and she particularly resents that trait in anybody. When she sees you're trying to be a bully or you're trying to like override that, she doesn't like that, but so she always fights against things like that, which is core to feminism. Women stand up for themselves, right? But Wani took a lot of jargons from Sean that I was shocked, and I felt like, is she being an hypocrite? Like, you claim something, this is a platform for you to actually display it, and you are not displaying that thing. You claim to be a strong woman. She's independent, I'll give her that. She was never really dependent on the guy. If you ask me, it was the other way around. This guy depended on her for everything, for feeding, for welfare, for cleaning. She did everything. She practically became an housewife for Sean in that house. That was why I was so happy that she even emerged the first runner-up of that show. She deserved something, and she won a car, which I was so glad for. But back to the issue. Wani took a lot of things that I was so disappointed that she took. She took this guy embarrassing her on several occasions. She took this guy talking down to her. She took this guy, downplaying her abilities in front of others. She took this guy ridiculing her in front of others. She took everything. And I just wonder why. You know, sometimes when you're watching reality shows and you just wish you can talk to this participant and be like, no, you don't have to take this, you don't have to do this. You just want to guide them. That's the word, but you can't. You're just watching it. And it's just a lesson to us all that wow, women still face this kind of issues, and that there are still men like that is scary. Men like Sean, men that they won't offer you much, but they believe that their presence in your life is enough. This guy was sadistic to Wani. He seemed jealous of her success. I think he knew she was going to go far in the house. I mean, people love personality like Wani, outgoing personality, extroverted, somewhat wild. People who love characters like that. But this guy just seemed so narcissistic, pessimistic towards this girl. It was almost like, girl, are you cutting your enemy in this house? This guy became the kind of friend that you would have that would backbite about you. He talked bad about her in her presence to others, behind her back to others too. To the extent that there was a time a sister, Andy, had to tell the guy that, come on now, what's the issue between you and my sister? You guys are adults. You guys should be able to hold this relationship very well. But this guy had this attitude of always defending himself. He should have been a lawyer. I wish it would have been a very bad one at that. I have to have lawyers don't have to be so narcissistic and not accepting their fault. But that was what this guy was in that house. He was mean. That's the word. He was mean to this girl. But I don't want to really focus on Sean right now. I want to focus on Wani. And that's why I found it so hypocritical, because Wani didn't take rubbish from anybody in the house. If you watch this last BBNaija, she gave it to Ruti, she gave it to Shinwe, like she gave it to as many people as she could give, that she would stand her ground and you could not bully her. But when it came to something personal, something so innate that you would expect her to protect her corner, protect her energy, protect her peace, she didn't. And that was because of Sean, a man. To me, that guy portrayed himself more as a boy than a man. It's like a baby that is not give sweet to and is just reacting badly. The guy was always in a mood. That's the truth. It was always in a mood, a bad mood. And he just acted in a way as if he was tolerating her. To me, that girl was even the one that was taking a lot of your rubbish. But the sad part was that Wani was not seeing this. There was a time I and Sean had a discussion about Nelly and Suj. That's another couple in the house. And I think Sean commented on Nelly's body, which Suj found, bad, and he found disrespectful. And he came to Sean and he told him, please don't talk about my girl like that. Guy now, he stood up for his woman. But it is Sean that would do the opposite for Wani. It was literally the one spreading the worst things about this guy in the house. A person you claim to be your woman, to be exclusive to you in that house. And when Ebuka asked them about this, why did they talk about the other couple? And Wani was so delusional. And this girl was like, oh, Sean respects her in the house. He doesn't relate with other women like that. Okay, there was something that happened. Suj slapped Onyeka's bum in the house. Onyeka, that girl is a character on herself. I would love to discuss a personality trait about that girl. And when he commented that she felt that was so disrespectful to Nelly, she just felt like Suji was too playful and too accommodating of other women, which was somewhat not respectful to his girl. At least Nelly was his woman in the house, which there is sense in what she said. But Ebuka also made a comment like, our relationship with Sean, does she feel like it's so respectful, it's so exclusive? Like, does she feel the guy is treating her right better than Suji is treating Nelly? And you have to see the way this girl pumped up with pride to say yes, like Sean respects her, Sean treats her well, he doesn't treat her like the way other men are treating their women. Like, you just have to see the rubbish this girl was blabbing. If it was someone that was a local woman, a woman who doesn't have much opportunity in life, and she has to fend for herself and be with a man, I could understand. Like, Wani is the epitome of a modern woman, whether you like it or not. What you would consider wild, carefree, but independent and successful in her own right. Wani was that, and is still that, and hopefully she continues to be that. But what she took in that house just let me know that some feminists, okay, PS, Wani never claimed to be a feminist, but I'm just using it as a case study, right? Some feminists, some modern independent women are just show off. They are just show off. That's the truth. They just say things in the public eye, and they actually cannot defend themselves when they are faced with circumstances in real life, when it comes to their personal matters, when it comes to issues of inequality, when it comes to issues of them defending other women, issues that are so pertinent to the struggles women face. When it affects them realistically in real life, not virtually on the internet, they actually cannot face up to it. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? They actually cannot face up to it. And that's why I discovered with Wani and Sean. And the thing is that Wani didn't realize throughout her stay in the house that Sean needed her more than she needed him. And it's sad because you could tell Wani was just trying to keep this guy in her corner. She did everything for him. Wani hasn't eaten, but she would cook food for this guy and this guy would hate. Yet it would embarrass her. It would complain about everything. This guy is like a nagging husband that you wouldn't pray to have. To some extent that, I said Wani had issues with other housemates in the house, female housemates, because she was not ready to take shit BS from any other person aside Sean, right? Sean was the exception. To the extent that those people were using it like they were holding it as leverage over her, that this guy literally told everyone that she smelled like piss. Imagine your own boyfriend told people that you smell like piss, that you smell bad, you don't have good hygiene. Like this guy was trying to just blackmail her, just spoil her reputation, spoil everything about her. To some extent, to the extent that Ruthie, who is the nemesis of Wani, had the courage and balls to tell everyone that they believe that Wani had to sleep with people to get gigs because she's a DJ, right? A successful one at that to some extent, right? And I felt sad and sorry for Wani, but more importantly, I felt angry. And that's what I'm using as a case study today. Why would you take bullshit from somebody? Like, why? I was so disappointed in Wani because this girl she's a firecracker. Wani is a firecracker. There was also another thing I discovered: women bringing women down. This BBNaija, it was so obvious that the women were doing everything to bring themselves down. And you wouldn't even see that trait a lot in a lot of the men. The men were just cool. Like this season, the men were cool. But the women, it was as if they sent them there to antagonize one another for no reason. There was really no substantial issue I could discover. They'll just make fights out of the smallest things that are so inconsequential, and they turn it into big thing. And that's when they now bring bad matters like accusing someone of prostitution, accusing someone of being a whore, like just from nothing, just from issues that did not arise. And most times it's because of the men. And those men they are fighting about are not even ready in any way to step up to the action to even defend them. You guys, am I ranting? Okay, I'm rambling, but I also want to understand. And these men wouldn't defend them. You have to see the way these women were acting like baby for boys. Izzy Onyeka and Hosi. Hey, Victoria was the woman I'll give it to now. That girl was the most composed. Victoria was the cool lady. Nothing shakes Victoria. Like, when they say Kusi Kotole Geology, that's Yoruba. Like, nothing could impress that girl. And that was Victoria. Even my dad liked that. He was watching the show one day with us and he was just like, this is this girl. He just loved that horror, the way she composed herself and all. This girl had standards from the beginning, and she was one of the only female I knew that upheld her standards to the end. And that's what I'm trying to say. These women claim they have standard feminism, they're independent, they are strong, they don't take BS from any man. And then when they're put on the stage to dramatize how they don't take BS from any man, you see them taking all loads of bullshit, and then they'll be so delusional, or maybe the man I was the one manipulating them into believing that they are strong and independent, and what they're taking from me is not bullshit, because they will defend these men, they will support these men to the latter. And you'll just be like, hey, am I seeing double? Am I hearing double? Hey, Wani. I pray that relationship doesn't go further than what she has taken in her house. And Sean, that guy needs to see a therapist. He has issues he's dealing with. Sorry, if you're a guy out there and you're like, Sean, you're narcissistic, you think you're better than what you have, and you think you have the right to put a woman down because you are jealous, you are somewhat uncomfortable with her success, with her boldness, with her courage to strive for more, you need to go and check yourself. Seriously, if you're someone like Sean, please go and get help before you put a woman in a mental asylum. Seriously, please go and get help, because I feel one of the conditions they should be using to collect people into the house right now is your mental wellness. I noticed that in this house, a lot of their men were not well. Oh, bad. Like, they have to be checking them before they allow them into the house, because what they use those women eyes to see, it made me scared for the generation of women that would enter into marriage, that would enter into relationships that are so violent. And no, it's not that they're battering you, they're beating you black and blue, the relationship is violent. Like, the mental one is even worse. Someone's gaslighting you, they've turned you to candle, they're honing you, they turn you to gas, they're lightning you like that. No. I feel that's even worse, the emotional one, because I can't deal in a space where I feel like my mental health is being affected. Either I make it utter for you or I find my peace. And these days is a mixture of both. So I feel these women ought to find their peace. And where their peace is, if you ask me, is away from those men. That's why I feel like they are hypocrites. Like you can't just say you are something. I think you don't even have the right to say you are something and believe we ought to take you as that. No, you have to go further and prove that you are that. I hope you get what I'm saying. Under the law, if you have an issue, you bring your evidence to court, right? But you have to go beyond just placing those evidence before the court, prove it. So I think we ought to hold these women to standard because they don't realize that they're also mentors. Because I watched that show, hoping to see someone that also inspire me, and they did. Those women did inspire me in some way. But like women that will make me also be stronger in my beliefs that no, I can be independent, I can be successful, I can strive for more. That's like a concept of the show, right? If you notice, there was something in where they used to dress up. You don't have to be perfect to be here. So I love that sentence. I love that statement a lot. So I wanted to be inspired by these housemates, and I was disappointed. No, these women, they were good, but they were disappointing in how they presented themselves, especially when they interacted with one another. So I think they just put bundle of ladies for entertainment of men to be disgracing themselves. And you have to see when these men are jesting, they are talking about these ladies, you just be like, in this modern day and age, even in this Nigeria, yes, we're a developing country, but yes, we're well modern now. One reason why as a case study I've already said to, because I just felt like she was the most outgoing character on that show. She was the one that was always out there. Okay, even if you didn't watch the show, you must have heard about one. So with what the little I've said, I feel you should get a clear understanding of what I'm trying to say. Please remain, like, you have to do more for yourself. Doing less for yourself doesn't have to include taking BS from men. Doing less for yourself can be just you not holding yourself to discipline, but that can change. But accommodating a bad man, it can go. But when it goes, hey, the baggage you has left behind in your life, the mental torture, the gaslighting, the victim he has made you become, before you get rid of that, it can take time. And you won't trust another man easily. Like, men can destroy relationship for you totally. They can spoil the concept of a loving relationship for you, romantic relationship for you. Wally was romantic in that relationship with Sean. She did everything a woman can do to let a man know that she loves him. And this guy did nothing in exchange for her. Nothing, because I didn't see it. The show is a 24/7 show. Yes, I can't watch it 24/7. But why the majority of the time I watched it, it was just this guy talking down on her, giving her lectures morning, afternoon, evening. I know BBNaija now, they don't sleep early. This girl have issues with other people. Sean doesn't even have to listen to the both sides. He has already taken the other side. Okay, I understand being neutral, be diplomatic, trying to be someone that you love peace and trying to resolve issues, right? Being an arbitrator in a sense, right? But this guy had taken the other side immediately that was not his girl. And he claimed to love this girl. Why? Why women? Why are you guys taking this? Why would you claim to be a modern, independent, successful, outgoing woman and yet you're inside your house where you go back and lay your head, you're practically sleeping on rock because the person you lay beside is not giving you peace? Why? So I hope and pray Wally gets out of that relationship with Sean. That's just one thing I want to come and rant about today. I have a list of them that I wanted to talk about during that season of BBNaija. I was like, maybe I should wait. But now that the show is over, guys, just let me know if those characters flaw you notice, things you notice, issues you notice during that show that you just feel like people should talk about. It's not just about the entertainment, the wildness of the show, the fighting and all. I feel that there are lessons to be learned, okay, from the way those people presented themselves on the show. Was it Anita and Tofa? Was it the age difference thing that was causing Wala? That Tofa usually became a liar? Was it that issue in itself? Guys, if that's what you want to, just let me know in the comment section. I would love to make a video on that too. Was it Nelly and Sue's relationship? Those people too, I didn't even understand them at some point. I was like, is it that you guys never have affection for yourself? Because why are you forcing it? It's as if when you're in BBNaija, automatically you're forced to be in a relationship, or cheap as they call it, which I don't find necessary. Some people in a relationship and they had their peace. Victoria, for example, I keep saying I don't have any best character, I like to call them character, or best housemates rather. But Victoria, if I had list of my best housemates, Victoria had to be up there because that girl comported herself. She showed that she had home training and she had self standards and discipline, which I think she was even stricter with those ones, because sometimes you can let your own training slide now. Sometimes you have to give it to them gas but that was not even the thing. She held her own standards. She was disciplined to the core. Sometimes you can say she was slow, she was boring, okay, but she was true to herself. And she did not let any man, born of a woman, talk her down. So yes, whining. What did she do? That she would just be throwing shots, yeah. But yeah, so when it came to a man throwing rubbish at her, this girl was taking it. It was like she was basking in that rubbish. She was taking it in, using it to bathe, using it to eat, using it to drink. But when it came to having issue with women, she was always at the forefront of that war until like the latter stage of when the show was about to end, that she had to cool down, when Sean and her star left the show, she had to regain composure and actually think wise that maybe not everything is fighting, That was the only time I saw her really regain her own sanity and her own reflection. If you realize this when you're away from the person you call your lover or partner, that you have the most peace, you have the most freedom, you have the most ability to reason and find yourself and reflect, introspection, and just define who you are again and again. My dear, that relationship is not for you, and you're not you in that relationship. Whether you're a man or a woman, leave it. Forget entertainment, forget people will be saying, where's your man, where's your woman, because as you're getting older now, this is our society, you're through in school, where's your man? Forget it, your man will come. The person that is truly meant for you, Wani's man, that it will be obviously written on his forehead. I know they don't write love on the forehead, but that one to be written on his forehead that is your man, Wani would come. Please, if you guys know, I tell Wani to be out of that relationship be shown. I want you to take our time to watch the show. Sometimes when you're in a situation, you won't realize the faults, the flaws. Even when people are pointing it out to you, you can't see it. But when you're out of it sometimes and you have time to reflect and you have time to see it, then the red signs are like, hey, they are bright. So I feel now that she's out, she's done with the show. If she watches it or if she chooses not to, she just reflects. She just realizes that this is not good for her. I hope she will have that time for reflection and discovery of herself again. That guy was just sent there to like dim her lights, but it wasn't successful. Which is why I'm so glad, because someone was not happy that Fanny made it to the finals. I don't know what you want to argue. I don't care. But Sean was not so excited for her. Even his partner, because they came in as a duo with Victoria, he was not happy because this guy was so cocky and arrogant that he believed that he was one that deserved to be in that position that those girls were. Victoria and Wani, and they both made it to the finals, guys. They did. You can tell when a man is just so full of himself and he's proud and arrogant to other men, but the standard in which he places women are like, men are here first class and women are like not even in any ranking of second, third. They're like nothing to him. I'm not trying to spoil his reputation. Okay, it was more respectful to other men than to the women. He embodied that so much that I almost hated him. I was like, what did women do to you? He was so antagonistic to the few women that were truly close to him in the house and cared for him. Was it Victoria? Was it Wani? He just treated them like shit. I think they irritated him. I think they disgusted him. A modern man for that matter. I mean, this guy is doing well for himself too. I think he's a model. Was a former athlete, but due to an injury, he had to quit that sport. Football. Yeah, soccer, right? He's from UK, Britain. So, the only thing this guy had to offer was fine face and British accent. Initially, when he came to there, I was also like, fine boy, British accent, but like, when he saw this true nation in that house, I was like, hey, that this guy is not good though. And this guy is a prime example of that adage. Because why would you be an evil person? And he always kept saying something that he doesn't want people to think of him as a monster, as a villain, that he knows that people will think he's a bad person in the house. Guilty conscience was affecting him in that house. He kept mentioning it that people have a bad belief about him. I was like, guy, are you trying to gaslight us that we are gaslighting Wani? We can see this thing. Forget saying our show, guy. You have bad character. You have bad issues, that guy. You have to go and deal with it. If it's mommy issue, I don't even know. But he degraded women too much on that show that I believe it's not just about the show. I think it's now personal. There's some instances in life that you meet people and you just know, oh, this is not about a bad mood. This is not about having a bad day. This is deeper. Guy, go check it out. Like, go get yourself checked. That was how Sean was to me. And whining, please, girl, you still have a lot to do, which I still do myself. Women, we still have a lot to do in building ourselves, being independent, be respectful to ourselves and to other men. I'm in no way a person that will say don't respect men or men are lesser than women. No, I don't believe that will be true. That's bullshit. But I'm in no way saying carry man for head and don't get stand up for yourself, because why would you do that? That is so unnecessary. This video is one of my longer video, right? Because I've always had it in mind to talk about this BBNaija or something. And as much as I loved Wani, those were the few flaws that disappointed me about Wani. Because it just seemed that when it came to attacking a woman, Wani was there. She was there to give any woman straight up. But when it came to a man, she was dull. I'm trying to give her an excuse of, when you're in a romantic relationship, not just any relationship, right? Not a friendship, not an acquaintanceship, which I have a video on. So guys, go and watch it. I define friendship and acquaintanceship. Let's not differ. In a romantic relationship, you let your senses calm down. You're more sensitive in the sense that you accommodate a lot of things all in the name of love. Love is not blind, forget. Love doesn't dull your senses. I think it's affection and how much you love that person that actually allow you to take a lot of things. And you can also show that your love is strong, but if any love that will reduce your own love for yourself, that's not love. And Wani reduced our own respect, our own love for herself by being with Sean. She didn't know that initially, that's how the relationship was going to be in their house, because it was just as if this guy was just going to make this guy cry every day. Or if it doesn't make her cry, it turned out to a mad woman, a nagging woman, and she had to shout, have issues with him. Everybody had to be there and just looking at them like, they started again. Like, why will a man tell you to that? Hey, let's marry. So please, don't let it even progress into marriage. Like, I'm sorry, but this is one of those relationships that I was privy to hit. The version of the show that it was a reality show. Let it end here. Please don't let it extend beyond this reality show. And that's one. That's just it, guys. Please comment your opinion on this topic and just let me know who your favorite housemate was. I did make a few videos on BBNaija, but I think my mistake was just showing what was happening in the house and not reflecting on how I felt on it by like making videos on it and discussing it. But that's why I decided to just make this video. Let's discuss about it. Let's rap about it. I feel like a lot of people noticed it too. Women in particular, like me. Some men also noticed it, because forget it though, there are good men out there. There are good men that can take time to see rubbish and call it out. There are good men that can also tell a woman that you don't have to take this from my gender. Make that comment section busy. Let me know how you feel. And don't forget to like this video. I know with the ranting you can be carried away, but don't get carried away. It tells me that you love this video and also tells the algorithm that you loved what you just watched. Also comment. I feel that's even so important to me, guys, because I put a lot of effort into making this video, but that's my problem, right? That's my struggle. I don't mind, but I love to see when people interact with one another, and I love people to give me opinions on things. I just want to know more, so please let me know how you feel on this topic, and I'll catch you on the next one. That's all for today. Bye.